Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. Well, it's time for us to look at one of our experiments. One of our things where we were trying to propagate African violets. And we did it in a couple different methods. So let's see what we did. Now, if I start to sweat, it's because we're entering into fall spring in North Idaho. And it's sunny out, which means the greenhouse is about 80 with probably 80 or 90% humidity. So it's a little warm in here. But I think it's time we look at these African violets because I'm seeing some signs some of them aren't happy. And we're going to just kind of usher them along so they don't hurt the rest of them. So let's bring you in close. We'll take a look at what's going on and see what our results are. All right, so the first ones we're going to work on are these here. Now, they're not in the order that we had them initially. It's because I accidentally dropped the container, but we're gonna look at them, see how they're doing, see if there's anything that we need to do, and then probably we're gonna leave them a bit like this. But let's go ahead and take these out, and we'll see how they are going. There's no roots on this one, so no roots. We'll put him back in. Let's do this other one. You know, we'll need some water to rinse these off to take a look. Get a little bit of water. Rinse these off and take a look. Now the stem is kind of spreading out. I don't see roots, but it does seem to be... It seems like the fibrous parts are kind of moving backwards on there. So we'll leave that one. Let's do the next one. Well, I bet you those are roots there. So it looks like we've got some rooting here. So let's keep going. Leave that one off to the side. The next one. Yep. There are roots there. I can see them coming off of where the veinal tissue was. They've got roots now. Some roots coming off the side. So this method is working. Just damp soil. Add a little bit more soil there. We'll wet it back up in a little bit. Look at this one. This one's starting to die. This is the older leaf that we had. I am seeing roots on it. So even though it's dying, we're going to go ahead and put it back in there. Put that off to that side. Well, that one's got the crazy roots. I don't know. I think we just looked at that one. Put a little soil back on top of him. And let's take this last one. Rinse it off. Yeah, I think there's one root coming out there. So there we go. That's working. So damp soil. This was what was in the bubble trash. So this had a covering over the top to maintain that moisture. So that worked all right. Okay, so let's look at the next one. This is another piece of bubble trash, and this was for seeing if it works for propagating. So this was a completely closed container, and that means the moisture level in here was really, really high, very, very high humidity. And the reason I decided to take that off is we've had some bright sunny days lately, and I'm wondering if these are having trouble with that bright sunshine. I think those are that sunburn on here. Yeah, there's a couple of roots on that one. So this is working. What we're going to do is we're going to move them out of this bubble trash. We're going to put them in their own container. So this is kind of the end of that experiment. Put them there, and then we're going to grow them down in a shadier area. Oh yeah. Look at the roots on that one. That one has really taken off. Oh, but we've got a dead stem. Good roots, bad stem. I don't think that one's going to make it. Let's try the next one. Without ruining it. There's more roots on that one. This one. Yep, roots on this one too. Kind of see them erupting right there. Move that in, and then we're going to recycle that soil. So we'll get rid of that bubble trash. Okay. So far, it looks like we've got 10 of them that are surviving, but I think a couple of them are going to die. I just don't think the leaves are healthy enough. Let's look at our official rooting system. Again, you can see this is kind of died over here. Oh yeah, that completely damped off. Yeah. Let's try the next one. Yeah, I see roots. There's roots, but we're going to go ahead and move this one out into another system. Just put that in the plug trays. This one's difficult to pull out. There's my tactical pencil. Use these. These have a digging cutting point on them, so we'll use that. Come down way below. Yep. A lot of roots on that one too. Okay, we're going to put that in there. Got a dozen so far. Look at these last 3. Yep, roots there. Put that in its own container. Yeah, there's one root coming out there. Plant that in here too. I don't see any roots on this one specifically, but we're going to put it in here anyway. So anyway, any of the 3 methods we used is going to work for you. So as long as you're keeping that moisture up and you're giving that plant a chance to have some nice sunlight, not too bright a sunlight, as I'm kind of seeing, they will sunburn, which will cause a problem if we keep it in a high humidity area. The mold and the fungus will set in. So we're going to put them in a little bit shadier area to allow them to continue to grow. But yeah, any of those methods are working for rooting African violets. So cut off a leaf, give it a little bit of rooting hormone, or just put it in the damp soil by itself. And, few weeks, month or 2 later, it'll actually start growing roots. I'll let you know when I see the plantlets come up. But right now it's just roots. So those stems are still photosynthesizing. They are growing roots. They are getting their nutrients. We just need to see the next stage in the game, which is going to be creating a little plantlet. Now, they are going to be fairly slow growing, so I expect it's going to be several weeks before we're ready to see how our African violets really did. And I'm going to find a nice shady area for them to be out of the way. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of that experiment on rooting and propagating African violets. It's a new thing for me. It's not something I've done before, but I'm learning. And do that for yourself. Take a moment to stretch and learn something you've never tried before. African violets haven't been exactly a super favorite of mine, but Mrs. Ag Teacher Thoughts loves them a lot, so I figured I would propagate a bunch of her favorites there to make more. But anyway, I hope you learned something as I did. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you subscribe and join us for all the videos yet to come. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.